Well, welcome back. And as I said, it's a great day. Big Vinny's back with us, and our great pal Ian Roberts, champion, is with us today. I'm going to pass the ball directly to Vinny because he has a plethora of questions for Ian.
Look, I'm a big fan.
Yes.
Big fan of Ian Roberts.
Yes.
I want to ask you one thing. Ian.
This is very good for my ego.
It's earned.
Mate, you know, you're braver than you think you are.
Yeah, you bet.
All right? You've got guts.
I've been very fortunate.
No, you're very. Look, don't underestimate who you are.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
But I want to ask you a question because everybody has someone who shapes their life. In particular with you, who shaped your life? Who was the most influential? What was the most influential thing or person in your life that shaped Ian Roberts today?
You know, it's gonna. I hope this isn't going to be go too dark, but there was a young bloke who was murdered by the name of Aaron Light. He was a dear friend of mine. I mean, I don't want to get. I mean, we can still speak about it, but his life, the consequences of choices he made, and he ended up, he was murdered. I suppose it's one of those situations, and I know this is, but I feel like, and I think anyone who's had someone in any situation, I feel like you could have done more when you look back. But I learned more from that experience, and that would have been about early 2000s. More from that. I mean, I'm sure most people are going to say their fathers and your family, but my mum also. My mum is just she's just my mum is just like such a champion. She just, oh my God. My dad passed away 10 years ago, and she's just been a battler. She's always been she was always a quiet person in the partnership. My dad was I came from, I'm a 10-pound pond, right?
Yeah.
My mum and dad came out here when they were like 20, about 26, 27 with 3 kids in tow. My older sister would have been 4, my brother would have been 3, and I was about 1.5. They came out here with nothing. My mum is just I don't want to diminish what I'm going to say might sound a bit negative, but my mum, they never had any education. Education wasn't valued in my family, right? It was just, school was just almost like a part-time care centre while my mum and dad went to work.
You're a typical 60s baby.
Yeah. I mean, but my mum was my mum more so than my dad. My dad, they would always have regular jobs, but nothing in place. My mum was always a cleaner. I used to like it. And I didn't think much about it then, but now when I think back, she was up at 4:30 every day. She'd get our breakfasts ready, and she'd be out the door at 6 o'clock, and we wouldn't see her again until 5 o'clock. She came
because
home.
she was responsible.
Yeah. So stuff like that. I mean, I suppose everyone thinks stuff like that, but as I'm now 61, and when you look, I'm like, I don't know how they do it, mate.
But you look 61 a year.
Yeah, no,
I can't imagine functioning like that. But that was just. My mum's just a battler. She's in hospital now at the moment. She's not well.
How old is she now?
My mum would be 86 now. Her health is not well. She's not good. But again, it's just the way it is, you just got to get on with it. She's been in hospital for about a month now. My mum's not well.
Well, let's wish her all the best.
Yeah.
So I think I think we'd all have a story about our mums.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which is great.
It's true.
Because I wish my mum was still here. She passed a long time ago, and I wish my mum hadn't seen me get off the grog.
Yeah.
I'd love to have known, for her to have known that I got sober.
Yeah.
So I understand.
No, I absolutely appreciate that story, Charlie. I can understand this. My dad passed about 10 years ago. I can fully appreciate you wanting them to celebrate your progress, you know, like
Yeah.
them being able to celebrate it, or missing out. Yeah, I understand that totally.
Yep.
I want to ask about your. I mean, obviously you've had a fantastic sporting career, but since then you've transitioned into film, commercials, television
If I had to
series.
survive on my acting checks, right, to feed myself, I'd starve to death. I appreciate what you're saying, but yeah.
But you know, what I'm trying to say is it takes a lot of talent to be able to be an expert in sports, and then all of a sudden you find yourself as a professional actor in television, in movies, and in all that,
Mate,
in a completely different field.
I'm like I said before, I'm just very fortunate. I was at school. I mean, I was always part of the ensemble at school, but I was never very good at. That's not true. Science and maths kind of saved me at school. I'm dyslexic, but dyslexia wasn't a thing when I was a kid. Like,
No.
we were of the same generation,
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
You were just dumb, or you were just. I used to go to remember the
Or you
special
were slow.
classes.
You were slow.
It's slow.
Yeah.
I used to go to the special classes they used to have for people who couldn't read and write, and I was always. I mean, my greatest shame is that was always my greatest shame and embarrassment not being able to read and write.
Yep.
I was never uncomfortable being same-sex attracted, but it was always about not being able to read and write. I was that kid who'd get up when the teacher asked you to read from the book. You know, the class was reading. I'd kick the chair over. I'd do something stupid and get sit out. I was that kid. Like, and I used to be like quite adamant that I wasn't dumb, but I felt stupid, dumb.
Yep.
Like,
But you weren't.
no, but you know, there's advancements in technology and all that. No, dyslexia is the thing. I mean, I didn't get diagnosed until my 40s. I mean, but when I retired from footy, there's that one teacher in your life that changes your life. Like when I retired from footy, and that's I was at a bit of a loss as to what to do. I mean, I'm a sparky by trade, but I didn't want to go back on the tools. But I was quite willing to. I was literally walking by, and I thought maybe I might get back into some community theatre, like on the ensemble at school. And I never got to play any leads at school because I couldn't read and write. I was always in the chorus, or because I couldn't. Anyway, I was walking by at NIDA, and my car had broken down in Kensington, and I was walking by NIDA, National Institute of Dramatic Art, and I just said, "I'll pop in there and see if there's someone who maybe help me get back into community theatre." Or it was just, I've always had an interest in community theatre, and like I said, I was always part of the ensemble. I was always a bit of a show off. And I went in there, and I met a guy by the name of Kevin Jackson. Who was one of the acting coaches there, and Kevin knew of me because I'd already, because of my rugby league career and coming out, Kevin knew of me. But Kevin, in later conversations, he told me first he thought I was in there just to promote myself, and I said, I was just hoping to get into, like, if there's someone here who could help me maybe get back into some training to do, community theatre or whatever. So he took me aside and he gave me like a reading, and he gave me the book, and like I hesitated, just like
Because you couldn't read it properly.
I couldn't, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And quite ironically, he gave me a David Williamson play called The Club.
Yeah, good play.
Good,
Right,
yeah,
great play,
good
right?
movie.
Yeah. And he gave me that because he knew of my. And anyway, but I said to him, he could see me. I was just, and it wasn't something I had spoken about much. I just went, I can't read and write. But it was the first time. It just wasn't a problem. He said, "Oh, are you dyslexic?" And I'd heard about dyslexia, but I hadn't been diagnosed at that stage. I said, I don't know, but I can't read and write. He said, "That's all right." He said, well, but it was just the first time someone had reacted. It wasn't a problem. It was just it was not a problem. And I was like,
Because he understood.
yeah. But he just said, what we'll do is we'll tape it. We'll get the old cassette tapes.
Yes.
He said, we'll tape it for you. Go home and just listen to the tape. Learn learn the piece, and when you're ready, come back. It changed my life, man. Like I did that and came back, and Kevin he's like, oh, good. So, and then he said, why don't you like audition for the 3-year degree? I said, no, mate, I'm a bit old for that. At this age, I'm about 34. And he's like, oh, if you're good enough, you're old enough. That works both ways, right? Like normally it's about someone being too young, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. Anyway, so I got in, and then for the first 12 months, we had this secret between us because he knew I couldn't read and write, and he knew I felt uncomfortable about it. We'd tape stuff, and that's how I'd learn this stuff. And then through phonetics and that, which is another form of language that a lot of theatre people use, how to get accents and that. That's how I learned to read and write. Right. Well, like, it was one of those moments. It's just his total acceptance of that's okay. What are you talking? No, you don't need to be worried about that. We can sort that. It's one of those moments, mate. Like, I kind of feel like that was one of my pivotal, like a real life corner for me.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the moments, Ian, when I first met you in here in the Tropicana. We spoke about your work and your study.
Yeah.
And I think about a book you were being involved in, or someone was writing.
Finding Out, that was released in, so it must have been before that. The Finding Out was released in '97.
Okay, was it before that then?
It was, well, it was just, okay, so when we met, God, that's 97, that's only 30 years ago.
It's only 30 years ago.
I know.
Look, where does 30 years go, right?
I can't believe how old he is.
Hey!
Hello.
Hey, what about me?
It's,
I'm old.
Yeah, and that's why when I say that I've been fortunate, mate, I've been fortunate enough to be able to recognise those situations, like that. I'm grateful for what people might think a misfortune. Have ended up being like, I'm appreciative that I've had those experiences.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I find this fascinating. What advice now that you've gone through all that life experience?
Yeah.
Let's go back to Ian Roberts, the 20-year-old. What advice would you give the 20-year-old Ian Roberts?
Like, if I was talking to myself, I would have to say, because I'm not, and I'm going to come back to the reading and like, I was always petrified of that, mate. That was my greatest shame. I would just tell him everything's going to be okay.
Because you never exuded any nervousness. When I used to watch you on TV, playing football and doing interviews, I remember one stage where he was showing how he was able to train for the football. He was pulling on a car or a bus or something.
That was when I was doing the stomach.
Yeah, whatever.
Johnny Lewis helped me with that.
Well, Johnny Lewis is a good mate of mine, by the way.
I love Johnny, mate.
On a Sunday.
Johnny's
But
a
anyway,
mate.
Johnny, when you looked at Ian Roberts, you'd say, this guy's full of confidence and power. There is nothing that this man can't do.
Looks can be deceiving, mate.
Man, I'm telling you,
But so I would say like everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay, mate. But and stay curious. Always stay curious. Curiosity is how great. As you get older, that sense of, I don't know. I think adults, we forget how to. This sounds a bit tacky, but we just forget how to play.
Well, there's a bloke who plays all the time, Tony Bonner, don't you, Tony?
Yeah, but people, adults forget how to play. And that's what acting is. It's just playing, and that's something. But stay curious. Ask questions. Curiosity is a great thing. Sometimes we hold back because people are they don't want to offend. But if it's coming from a good place, curiosity is it's such an it's an embracing form of communication. Yeah.
Do you follow politics at all? I know you were a member of the Labor Party at one stage.
I still am. Yeah. I think it'd be ignorant not to.
Yeah. And what's your opinion in relation to One Nation?
I haven't seen enough. I don't think there's enough depth there. I'm not going to sit here and ridicule, but I think there's a whole level of stuff that I'm uncomfortable with One Nation. I'm not a One Nation fan at all. I think it's too divisive. It's just and they can use throwaway comments and remarks because they've got no policies. They've literally got no policy. They can say anything they want.
Well, they're an untested party, right? They're untested. I mean, we've had Labor and we've had Liberal governing the country and coming up with nothing.
I would push back on that. When you say nothing, how can you say that? You've got a 40-hour week. Like, where did that come from?
That came from a lot of hard work.
40-hour week. Where did that come? Like no, like
No, a 35-hour week. Yeah, of course you got to push back on politics.
Like Pauline Hanson, One Nation has no policies. They don't have to produce anything to the public because they have nothing. And she can say whatever she wants.
Well, she's got a few policies. She said she's going to look at certain things. Immigration being a big one.
She's done immigration. I don't know how anyone can be happy with her history and her past.
Are we happy with currently what's happening with immigration?
What? In what regard?
Well, we've got this mass immigration issue here coming into Australia. Housing is so unaffordable because it's not available to anybody. Why? Because there's too much demand.
So what do you think? What do you think One Nation would do about that?
Well, I think they'd be starting to look at who comes first, the immigrants or the Australians. That's what I'd reckon.
Yeah, they'll probably do what Canada did successfully, Ian. Canada stopped or slowed down their immigration, and it resolved the housing problem.
Yeah, they need to catch up.
Yeah.
There is no other way. Well, we need to catch up with the housing problem. We're not catching up. No. While they keep bringing people in, the housing problem is getting worse. So we need to stop somewhere so that the housing problem can be addressed until everyone's got somewhere to live. And then we can start talking about immigration again.
Yeah, exactly. Because the flow on with the way we're going, the flow on is we're packing up hospitals with people that shouldn't be in hospitals, but there's nowhere for them to go. Yeah. So they're in hospitals now.
Yeah, I'm not saying that there's a lot of work needs to be done. Absolutely right.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. I know you're big on mental health and homelessness, right? Now, I've witnessed that firsthand as a young cop.
I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, right, yeah, right. I thought you meant...
No, but I've witnessed it firsthand. And I've been a big advocate for people with mental health. In the old days, before the Labor government decriminalised drunkenness, in the old days, on every second Thursday, I used to remember there'd be a line outside Campsie Police Station of all these old homeless people. They'd come in with a $1 fine that they had to pay for being drunk. They'd line up, and we'd give them 3 days at Long Bay or wherever, where in those 3 days they'd be medically looked after, given new clothes, fed, and everything.
Cleaned up.
They'd come up after 3 days looking brand new. Right?
It was almost like a service.
They did. It was a service.
That's what it's,
They decriminalised it. All of a sudden, I'm finding all the blokes that I used to know, Vicky Poole and all these guys that I knew, dead in winter on a park bench, under a bush somewhere, because they had nowhere to go. They weren't being looked after anymore. So, there was no reason to decriminalise drunkenness, but they did it because they thought, you know what, it's costing us too much money to give this service to these people. We'll just decriminalise it. That way they can't use corrective services as a means of sustaining themselves. So that was wrong. That was wrong. Totally wrong. Mental health and people with suffering from mental health, these institutions, as soon as I brought one into Caritas, before I could even get back to my police car, they'd be out the door. Why? I mean, I brought them there for a reason. They obviously need some type of mental health because they can't look after themselves or they're a danger to the public. But they made this quick assessment, no, they're only a danger to themselves. Well, if they're a danger to themselves, why are you letting them back out? Why? Because there's no money.
No facilities.
No facilities. And because these people don't attract votes, the politicians don't want to give them any money. Am I right?
I'm willing to increase taxes so we can cover all that stuff. Are you?
Well, Albo's done that.
That's what I just said. I'm willing to do it.
I'm happy to pay my fair share of tax, same as everybody else. No, seriously.
I know, but
seriously. We're getting taxed. Albo's taxing us to the hilt.
And like I said, I'm willing to pay more tax to help cover any of those issues.
But we've got plenty of money. It's just not being proportioned appropriately to the right people.
Where's that money going?
Exactly, that's a big question. Yeah, I'll tell you something. I'll give you another example. Okay, I want to say this to you. NDIS had a original budget of around 13 or 14 billion dollars. It blew out to over 50 billion dollars. In Lakemba alone, apparently there's one NDIS office for every 15 people. We know that the system is fraught with corruption, and yet the government refuses to prosecute people involved in fraudulently appropriating those funds from the NDIS program. There is no task force willing
I think
to
that's a
go
stretch,
out.
right? Like,
No.
you're stretching it.
I'm not stretching it. I'm not.
It's totally not true,
Ian,
mate.
I'm not stretching.
That's totally not true.
There's over 30 or 40 billion dollars missing.
That's total misinformation you're telling people.
I'm not. In fact,
it is.
if you go on social media,
Why would I go on social media to get my information? There you go. If that's where you're getting your information, man, like that's that is not true.
oh yeah, right. Where's the money gone?
Yeah.
Where's the money
It's
gone?
always someone else's fault, isn't it? It's all, like one nation's going to solve the world.
I didn't say anything about One Nation. I was talking about the NDIS.
No, that's like they're throwaway comments, and that's unfair, mate. What you're doing, this is going to the public. That's part of the problem with social media. If that's where you're getting the information, I don't even know why I'm doing this interview. I didn't come here to talk about politics.
Oh, I'm just
and then like it's. What you're now no, we won't. You're now misleading all the people, all the public you're speaking to, and you're sitting here smiling about it.
How?
What you just lied.
Are you saying that the NDIS is not fraught with corruption and fraud?
Why are you like? You're asking me that, and how do you know it is? This is crazy, man. Like this conversation now is. I didn't come on here to talk about shit like that.
Let's not talk about it.
Man, you're out of your depth. This is really unprofessional. This is a really unprofessional podcast. You are out of your depth talking about stuff you obviously know nothing about, man. And this is really disrespectful to all your. Anyone watching this, you're being so disrespectful. You are misleading them, and I'm so disappointed I've agreed to do this.
Sorry.
No,
I'm sorry you feel that way. Because
don't feel sorry about the way I feel. Like I'll be. I don't need your pity.
I'm not pitying. I'm just saying. I'm sorry you feel that way.
This is not the way I thought this conversation we were going to be talking about.
Hey, Robbo.
Hey, how are you, Kev?
Sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, no, I mean, the money has disappeared from all government departments, but certainly the NDIS has had problems. And I mean, everyone kind of knows.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, there's been problems with people claiming NDIS funds for situations in cleaners and people coming around to their homes, and there has been rorts. And the bottom line of it is there'd have to be some sort of commission into it to find out it all.
And they won't have one.
No, well, they won't. Another fire. Now, Ian, I'm interested in asking about football, mate. The state of the game.
The footy's been great. The footy has been like so
from when you used to play it. What are your thoughts on a forward pack today, where you mainly play?
Listen, I'm one of the judges for the Galleon, right?
Yes, good.
I love the footy. Like the last 2 years, I've enjoyed the footy so much more as a spectacle to watch.
I agree.
I think, and I know there's been a lot of pushback against the rule changes and all that, but I'm so for more attack.
Yeah.
Like the athleticism in the game now is like so far superior, but that comes with technology and science and progress, right? I mean, we used to play with leather balls.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, I remember.
It was like carrying a block of cement around. I mean, nowadays you can look quite literally, as someone who used to for a lot of second phase play, that was kind of my style of offloading and that. Yeah. To be able to hold the ball like that, and carry that, they're literally carrying the ball like that. It would have been. I mean, but that's technology. That comes with the advances in science, and I think it's. Like as a spectacle, I mean, you've only got to look at that last State of Origin.
Yeah, it was a cracker.
It was such an incredible. incredible game. It had there were so many peaks and valleys. You know.
Yeah.
I think rugby league's, and but I also say that I think anyone that excelled in generation past would excel now, because they would have had the benefit of technology, training, diet, and all the progress.
Would you like to have played today?
Oh man, what I just said to you about carrying the ball like that. You get wingers now that they're literally putting their arms around the goal, like the side of the touch post and scoring try. Like, it's so fantastic.
Especially that winger that plays for the Chooks, the rugby
Marky
union.
Mark. Yeah.
What a player.
Oh mate, he's extraordinary. Mate. He scored 3. I actually had a coffee, a cup of tea with Trent Robinson yesterday.
Yes.
We were talking about that.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. There are so many of those players now. There are so many players who are just they're shining.
Yeah.
Like the athleticism.
No, I'd love him. I'd love him to be staying in rugby league and not go back to union.
Yeah. I mean, but that's come from all those rule changes and like the 6 again rule now, just ding 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 ding, and there's 6 again because there's a slow player. I love all that stuff. Originally I was a bit against it, but everyone wants to see tries score.
Yeah.
They want to. And when I was playing, if a team skipped out to 18 points, they were going to win the game. Sure. Now it's
it can change in 15 minutes.
That's not because you've only got to get 3 or 4 sets of 6, and you're back in the game. You score a try. You score a couple. I think it's so much more exciting.
And I think that halfback 5'8" kicking game.
Oh man,
is I love it. That's why Sherry Evans. I was
just going to say that's why the Roosters are doing so well, because they had that option left and right, both sides of the field. But most teams only had the one kicker. Because they had the option at their half and their 5'8" going down both sides. It's extraordinary. Right? I am so pro promoting rugby league. I do the judging, right? But I actually sit and watch 3 or 4 games a weekend now. Because I what.
And I love Teddy Tedesco.
Oh, he's a champion.
For his age, still playing.
He's such a competitor.
And
mate.
Keeping the great fullbacks out of our origin side.
He's such a competitor. Mate. He never says die. He's almost like.
He's great to watch. To watch Teddy mastermind what he's going to do and what players he wants to come with him.
He's extraordinary, mate. But you look at what at Penrith, Ivan Cleary he's a gentleman, right? First and foremost, he's one of the best human. I played with Ivan at Manly. He's an articulate, considerate, human being all the time. But just he's it's like I was saying to Trent yesterday. It's just and Trent's one of these characters too, as is Madge in Melbourne.
Yes.
But the vision they have about picking quality players, it's extraordinary to me. I mean, look at I'm using Penrith because they've had so much success in the last 6 years, right? And they've had so many great players come and go and leave, but they seem to replace that. Ivan's.
But they've got such a good junior
depth.
You're right. Coming through. But that's what I loved about Bellamy in Melbourne. He could take a player other clubs got rid of.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying about picking players. I'm just I never see that. I mean, I'm probably I'm going to uppercut myself here. I don't reckon I'm a good judge for rugby league because I see it from that's terrible. I see it from an old front row's point of view. I really appreciate front row work and second row's work and the hard work.
Yes.
I mean, I still see the brilliance of wingers like Marky, and halfbacks. But I kind of appreciate what the front rows are doing. All that grind. All the grind. That's the perfect way of putting it, mate. Grind. And I just I'd probably favour and give those point score those guys more. But I just think, apart from the specialist positions now, and when I say specialist positions, I would say fullback, halfback, 5'8", and the dummy half.
Yes.
Apart from those 4 players, everyone else is interchangeable.
Yes.
You only look at the scrums. They have wingers
Yeah.
packing in the scrums now.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
Yeah.
because it's all based on attack. And when I was playing, a scrum could go both ways because you could win the ball, a scrum against a feed.
But that was in the good days when you had to push in a pack.
And it was always a confrontation.
Yeah.
Right? Everything. Now there's none of that. Like if you're feeding the ball, you're getting the ball. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So there's a team prepared for offense and defense, which is why there's so much more open play. It's
Yeah.
like,
I always like what a good lock did.
Yeah.
What a good lock did behind that pack, and picking off the half of the 5'8". I mean,
Yeah,
I like
and-
that cover defence.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And that's what I was saying earlier when I said, 3 or 4 years ago, I was a bit uncomfortable with some of the rule changes. But now I said, because there's so many points being scored and there's so much more free-flowing play, and so many more, and it's not that it's bad defence, it's just that there's a lot more ground now. And it feels like there's a lot more space for those.
The players are a lot fitter today too.
And that all comes with that all comes with technology, right? Like even the jumpers that they it's like it's like a second skin.
Do we still need to have?
Well, we should wear those things that'd be flappy. I mean, it's crazy, right?
I remember people used to grab them.
Oh yeah.
And I also am really appreciative now. There's a lot more priority about protecting the well-being and the health of particularly all this space.
Yep.
In that origin, what's something got sent off? Ponga.
Yes.
At first, I was out there, but having watched it a few times, I'm like, I kind of agree with this. At the time, I thought it was a bit harsh, but now having seen it, I'm like, it shouldn't matter what stage he's on. That was a dangerous play. His style of tackling. He doesn't he went in the wrong side. He lifted his shoulder. His style was terrible. And
But it was interesting, Ian, when Ponga was taken off the field, the game changed.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. But because of that, because he got sent off, that doesn't people say, oh, it was a state of origin. I said, but the state of that man's health in 20 years' time is not more important than the fucking state of origin.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? It almost sends a message. No, there's nothing more important. And that's why I'm like, no, it was the right decision. And Ponga's decision to do that, because I still believe he could have pulled out of it. He's if anyone lost Queensland the game, that was his decision, and he made it. I agree. And on that level of play, on that stage, nothing becomes more important than players' individual health. I still believe in that as well.
Should there be a time limit on players as far as their playing career is concerned?
It's like look at Cherry Evans.
Well, Cherry Evans is mid-30s and he's played first grade.
He's playing fantastic footy, I just heard Israel Folau is trying to
exactly.
Was
I heard Israel. Yeah.
Well, it was only yesterday. I'm like, surely they're not talking about. I'm thinking that was his name, wasn't it?
Israel Folau.
Yeah. He played for the
rugby.
Yeah. I mean, how old? He's got to be.
Well, he's got to be 30, late 30s.
He's got to be late 30s. I mean,
sure. But if he stayed fit,
and good luck to him. But I was just, is there a use by date?
That's what I'm asking. I mean, how many knocks on the head can you get? How many times can you get tackled? I mean, you're getting tackled by someone like Ian Roberts. Every weekend. It's got to take some type of toll on you.
Oh, you bet.
No, but I also believe, there are more rules in place now to protect players as well around that stuff. Like not allowing players to come back on. They've got to do that. There should be more of that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a contact sport, right? You're never going to cut it all out. You've got to limit it as much as you can.
You know that inside the American football helmets when they're playing gridiron, there's a sensor in there.
Yeah.
So if they get hit too much, even with the helmets on, a little machine on the sideline says, "Get him off." And so those helmets are carrying.
And we're still learning, you know. Like, we now know the absolute catastrophic consequences of.
We're going to come back in a minute, give Ian a break. He's been chatting here for the last 10 minutes. Let him catch up on a coffee. We'll be right back. Follow us, comment on us, stalkers, trollers, whatever. Stay with us.
Troll him.